In this video, I'm be going over the top 5 cards for under 50,000 MT right now in NBA 2K23 My Team. These are going to be some of the best cards at their position, at least value-wise, meaning that they're going to be really good for only 50,000 MT, and some cards will obviously be a lot cheaper than that price tag as well. First card I do want to talk about for under 50,000 MT, not necessarily ranked in order, but I do think is one of the best for under 50k, and that is going to be one of the newer centers in my team, and that is going to be Pink Diamond Marc Gasol. He has definitely gone up a ton in price. He was like all the way down to 20 to 25,000 MT when he first dropped, but then people realize how good of a center he really is, and he's around like 35 to 40,000 MT, kind of somewhere in that middle price range. But he is such a good center. He is 7'1" at that center position. I mean, you could realistically compare him to a guy like David Robinson. He's got a 93 3 ball, 93 mid range, so obviously going to be a really good stretch big. And then defensively, he's not that much worse than a guy like D-Rob. Yes, D-Rob has like +5 perimeter, +4 steal, +2 block, but honestly, you're not going to notice that big of a difference between Marc Gasol and D-Rob on the defensive side of things. And then speed-wise, that's obviously where D-Rob does have the advantage, but Marc Gasol still got 79 speed, 79 acceleration with a 79 speed with ball. And then badge count-wise, that's where Marc Gasol is going to be a tiny bit better. He's got Hall of Fame masher, post-bank technician, catch and shoot, corner specialist, limitless range, anchor, interceptor, post lockdown, box out piece, and brick wall as well. So he's got some really good defensive hops and obviously limitless range as well. And then he does have 29 on gold. So all around, I think Marc Gasol, one of the best cards in my team for under 50,000 MT. Now going over to actually a lock-in card from season 4 is going to be the Diamond Joe Smith, and you can realistically pick up this card for definitely around 50,000 MT, maybe even a little bit cheaper, because you can see right here, you can get this Amethyst Terry Porter for only 1.8k. You can get like this Ruby Emerald card for probably around like 3,000 MT, maybe even a little bit lower. And there's obviously going to be 15 cards in the promo set, and all of these emeralds I believe are like 1,000 MT or below. So realistically, you should be able to pick up Joe Smith for under 50,000 MT, and he is actually going to be honestly one of the best small forwards in my team. I think I can show you guys his stats if I go over to, I believe it's actually in here. If I go over to Joe Smith, I should be able to show you guys what his stats and badges do look like. And he is a very good small forward. He's 6'10", so he could play the power forward position if you wanted to, but I do think he's a lot better at small forward. He's got an 84 3 ball, 91 mid range, also having a 95 driving dunk, so going to be really good at going to the rim. Defensively, I mean, he's very well rounded. He's not like an elite defender, but actually looking at the stats, he might be an elite defender because he's got an 85 block, 92 steal, 90 perimeter, and a 90 interior defense. Like, to me, that honestly is an elite defender. And then you look at the speed, he's got 93 speed, 93 acceleration with a 92 speed with ball. And honestly, one of the better things about this card is probably going to be his jump shot that you can't exactly see on his stats and badges. He does have 6 Hall of Fame badges though, including bully, fast switch, limitless takeoff, posterizer, and then has 2 of the better Hall of Fame badges in my team, which is claim breaker and quick first step. So all around, Joe Smith going to be honestly, you could say, a top 3 or top 5 small forward in my team. So for only 50,000 MT, I do believe that is going to be really good value. Now the third card I do want to talk about is also going to be from season 4, and that is going to be the new Pink Diamond Marc Gasol. He is pretty not expensive, but he's a lot more expensive than I thought he was. He has dropped a little bit down to like 30,000 MT, maybe even a little bit below. Yeah, you can see right here about 27, maybe 25,000 MT right now. So honestly, yeah, 25k for Marc Gasol is going to be a really good price tag. I did talk about Amari in my last top 5 cards for under 25,000 MT, but I feel like he's also deserving of being a top 5 card for under 50,000 MT. That just shows, goes to show you how good of a power forward he really is. He's 6'10", I should say, at the power forward position. He's got an 85 3 ball, 94 mid range. He's going to be super elite at slashing to the basket with a 95 standing dunk, 97 driving dunk, and then even defensively, he's going to be very well rounded, 90 block, 80 steal, 85 perimeter, and an 88 interior defense. And then you look at the speed, I mean, pretty fast for a 6'10" power forward. He's got 90 speed, 90 acceleration with an 86 speed with ball. And then very similar to Joe Smith, the reason why this Marc Gasol is so good is not necessarily because of his stats and badges. It's because they gave this card literally a guard type dribble six. Like, he's got the MJ dribble style, he's got the James Harden escape and the James Harden size up, and the John Wall escape. Those are some of the best dribble sigs in the game, even for your point guard or shooting guard. And then he's also got his jump shot on very quick timing. So he's got a great jump shot. He can move really well. He's got a Hall of Fame quick first step, Hall of Fame claim breaker, even Hall of Fame brick wall, rebound chaser. I mean, honestly, he's one of the better power forwards in my team, and you could even argue better than a guy like Dolph Shea. So not necessarily ranked in order, but he is going to be the third card for under 50 50,000 MT. And then staying in the season 4 promos, we're going to be going to the Pink Diamond AK-47, who realistically is probably the best defender in my team. He goes for about 30,000 MT, maybe 30 to 35, but he is going to be such a good small forward. He's 6'9", and honestly guys, we don't have to look at any stats besides the defense, because that's all that really matters with AK-47. He's got a 97 block, 97 steal, 96 perimeter, and a 94 interior defense. So this card, unreal in the defensive end. You could really make an argument that he is the best all-around defender in my team. And then he's also got 90 speed, 90 acceleration with an 89 speed with ball. You look at the badges, obviously gonna have 10 on Hall of Fame for a Pink Diamond. He's got Hall of Fame clamp breaker, quick first step, anchor, challenger clamps, glove, interceptor, menace, off-ball pest, and post lockdown as well. So tons of good Hall of Fame defensive badges on AK-47. All around, still gonna be one of the better small forwards in my team. Like, you could really make an argument that he is the third best small forward in my team. And if you don't count Scottie Pippen, you could even say, if you're looking for defense, he could be number 2 right behind Tim Thomas. And then finally guys, the last 2 cards I want to talk about. I know we only have one more card to go over for the top 5 cards, but basically these cards are going to go for a little bit more than that 50,000 MT range. We look at Don Ole, he's going to be about 60,000 MT, I believe, maybe 65k at most, so just a little bit over that 50,000 MT range. And then same thing for Kazi Russell. I do believe he's actually a little bit cheaper, like 55 to 60,000 MT, but right now he kind of fluctuates in price. Right now it looks to be about 60 to 65,000. So if you guys want to count these cards, I do think they would definitely be top 5 cards for this price range. But if you want to use cards that are only under 50,000 MT, that's obviously fair to say, but I will say Kazi Russell and Don Ole is, if you want to buy them and only spend an extra 10,000 MT, and maybe Dolph Schayes is around that price tag as well, I do think they're going to be really good to pick up. George Mikan also is not that bad at the power forward position, but once again, I do believe goes for a little bit more than that 50,000 MT range. So I think the final card, honestly, I'm not really like the biggest fan of him, but for this top 5, I do think if you don't want to count Don Ole and you don't want to count Kazi Russell, I think you honestly got to go with Paul George, because he is a 6'9" shooting guard. Now his stats are pretty well rounded, but his jump shot is just really isn't the best. I'm not sure how I feel about Paul George kind of throwing him in here at the last spot. I think you could maybe even argue a guy like Luol Deng is maybe even better for 50,000 MT. So I'm not exactly sure who to put for that last 5th spot if we're not counting Don Ole or Kazi Russell. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about my top 5 cards for under 50,000 MT? And let me know maybe some other cards that I missed that are really good for under 50,000 that you guys think could be in this top 5. But hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.